Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship Call number 148. Oh, wow. Welcome. So many of you are beginning to join us on Instagram and on Facebook. Just a reminder today that our teachings are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And of course, it's available on Amazon, at Walmart, Barnes and Noble. But most of all, when you go on Amazon, be sure to get the 12 Universal Laws of Success Super Achiever Edition. It's also available through our website, www.12, the number 12 ULS. And when you get it through our website, you get over $100 in bonuses. Plus, you get a copy of the ebook. No, it's not the ebook, it's the audiobook. Over 6 hours of recorded information. So now we've gotten all that out of the way. Let's get to work. Our topic for today is it time to refocus your life? Let me say that again. Is it time to refocus your life? Just let that sink in for a moment. Let us prepare for this message. Let me touch a couple of our situations here. Let me do this. All right. Okay, good. Everybody is great. Okay, we're in good shape. All right, let us prepare for our meditation. Let's just sit right up in your seat right now. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this moment of deep relaxation, affirm, I am at peace with myself. Let us say that together. I am at peace with myself. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. I am open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. I am open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let that sink in. Take a deep breath. Oh, let it out slowly. Woo! Does that make you feel good? My goodness. I tell you, when you do your meditation in the morning, it's like you plug your fingers into an electric socket and re-energize yourself in every level. Our topic today, in of course, Success Mentorship class number 148, is it time to refocus your life? And this is probably a great topic for this moment. You know, we are just beginning our new year and we've got a month or so under our belts, and we can look at where we are and say, you know, is everything going the way I want it to? Do I need to make some changes? And so this topic, is it time to refocus your life, is very critical. I'd love to open with a quote. And the quote says that happiness is refocusing your time and energy on those things that matter to you. Let me say that again. Happiness is refocusing your time and energy on those things that matter to you. So now in that context, the question, of course, is What is focus? Focus is a power tool. It's really a power tool for you to create the life of your desires. Think about this. Focus is really giving or paying attention to a particular thing that you desire in your life. Paying attention. Attention is your energy, your vibration, giving your conscious vibration to a particular thing that you desire in your life. Whatever you focus on grows. Remember that. If you focus on success, success grows. If you focus on failure, failure grows. Focus is so powerful because nothing happens affirmatively without focus. You see, you either actively focus to get the things you are seeking, or you passively focus to get what the world has in store for you. Remember, life is a great river. We call it the river of time. And when we focus, we choose a particular direction on that river of time. If we don't choose a particular direction and act on it, then our life goes in accordance with the river. Whatever the river has in store for us, that's what we get. One of the great virtues of being a human being is that we have the capacity to choose how we want our life to be. The other aspect of focus is intention. So these two work together. Attention is what you give your energy, your vibration to. Intention is the why. The perfect life occurs when what you give your attention to is aligned with what you are created to do, to be, and to have. There are two aspects of focus: time and energy. Remember, our opening quote says, happiness is refocusing your time and energy on those things that matter to you. And so focus then is really creating a particular vibration over a period of time. In other words, you don't just focus on something for one time. One of the key things about focus is that it is something you do from moment to moment. So there's no situation where you can say, I focused on getting rich and now I'm done. No. Focus is executing a particular energy, a particular vibration over time. So if we live on this river of time, then focus is putting our attention on something that we desire and then letting that thing that we desire be in alignment with what we were put here to do. When we don't have focus, we're like a ship without a rudder. We're like a ship without a sail. We're like a ship without a destination. And so when you put a boat on the river of time, any river, go to your river nearest you and you set a boat there with no engine, no sails, and no power to direct itself, it goes with the flow. When we look at where we are right now, is your life just going with the flow? Or is it moving with intention based on your attention? Focus requires an objective. You can't focus on nothing. You know, the spiritual principle says there was a void, and in the beginning was the Word, and the Word operated on the void, which says that the Word is like a crystallized thought. So there's got to be something that you're focusing on. Focus requires an objective. Whatever you recognize, what you focus on, whatever you recognize in your consciousness, you energize in your feeling nature. Whatever you energize in your feeling nature, you realize in your life experience. You see, nature abhors a vacuum. If you do not take possession of your attention, if you do not choose something in particular to focus on, nature will fill the vacuum. Many times I hear young people say, well, what are you doing? I'm chilling. What are you doing? I'm chilling. So what does that mean? That means you're operating without a destination, without intention. You're just there. Nature abhors a vacuum, so whatever the world has in store for you, you get it. Let me tell you how powerful focus is. I was out in Arizona and had a chance to see the Grand Canyon. And if you've never seen it, go see the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is a big hole in the earth, about 277 miles long, 18 miles wide, and over a mile deep. And when you see it, you feel such a feeling of awe. You have to say, well, how did this happen? How did this canyon come about? Well, the Grand Canyon came about because the Colorado River had an intention of obeying the physical law of gravity. In other words, the Colorado River had the intention to flow to the sea, as is the nature of the river. And that intention was aligned with the attention, the fact that the river was flowing. And that operation over 5 million years created a hole in the earth, a mile deep, 18 miles wide, and 277 miles long. You have that same power in your focus. When you focus on something that you really desire and you focus on it with such absolute intention and with total attention, you become like a great saw cutting through failure, cutting through distractions, cutting through anything that separates you from your goals. So the question arises. We said the topic is it time to refocus your life? Well, how do you know if your life needs to be refocused? I want to share what I call the 3 R's with you. R1, reflect. R2, refuel. R3, refocus. So let's look at R1, this reflecting phase. So when you reflect, you want to assess your present situation. Are you happy? Are you happy with the way your life is going right now? Are you excited about it? Are you anticipating tomorrow? Are you fulfilled? It's like, man, it's happening. I'm happy the way it's happening. Thank you, God. Even more so, would you like for your life to continue in the way that it's going? That's a powerful thought, folks. When you look around today, each of us on this call today, if you look at where you are right now, your situation, your circumstances, and where your life is going right now, do you want it to continue? Just like it is with systematic growth and progress. If you do, hallelujah, man, you focus, you're on track. So, and when you reflect on it, you assess your present situation. The second thing is that you ask yourself, what brought you to this point? How did you get to this point? What were the things that brought you to your present situation? What thoughts did you permit to come into your mind? What emotions did you permit to experience yourself? What habits did you demonstrate that brought you to this point in time and space? What relationships did you accept or engage in to create your present condition? That's a profound piece, folks, because when we look at our present situation, maybe you're in a rut. You know, many of us live in a rut. And a rut is where you keep doing the same things over and over and over, maybe expecting a different result. When you're really in a rut, you're not even expecting a different result. You're just going through the motions. You may be in the rut of a job that you don't like, that you hate, but you can't get, you don't believe that you can get another one. So you just keep showing up every day. You may be in a rut of a relationship that's not fulfilling, that's painful. But you stay in that relationship because inside maybe you feel you're not worthy of anything better. A rut can be a bad habit, a drug habit, a dependence habit. You may be in a hole. You know, someone once asked me, said, what's the difference between a rut and a hole? Well, in a rut, you keep moving. You're just not going anywhere, okay? It's like you're going in circles. In a hole, you stay stuck on a particular activity, on a particular endeavor, on a particular relationship, on a particular mindset. When you're in a hole, the main thing you want to do is stop digging. When you're in a hole, you're dead in the water. So this idea of reflecting on your present situation brings us to a point of decision. So based on your reflections, based on your analysis of whether you're happy or not, what brought you to this point in time and space, you have a decision. And there are really four choices. When you look at where you are right now and you're determining, do I need to refocus? What do I need to do to change or to maintain? If it's going good, go with it. If it's not, make a change. Well, number one, you can fight it. And when you fight it, you make excuses and explanations. When you fight it, you just, whatever it is, you have an explanation for why it's happening. Maybe you're experiencing failure because, I don't have an education. Maybe you're experiencing disappointment because, you're black, you're white, you're tall, you're short. In other words, as long as you make excuses and explanations, you will stay in your present condition. You will be guided by the world mind, whatever it has in store for you. You can forget it, the second F. You know, when you ignore your situation, when you look at where you are right now, you can ignore it and go into a period of extreme denial. You know, you may be in a position, a job or a business that's clearly not going anywhere, but you just don't want to acknowledge it. You keep doing what you've been doing and wondering when something different is going to happen. It's not going to happen. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've already gotten, what you've always gotten. So when you forget it, you just perpetuate it. And believe me, it can get worse. The third F, you can flee. You can run from it. And you know, many of us have gone through that. You know people that way. They flee. They go from one job to another. Man, I hear you got a new job. Yeah, man, I love it. 6 months later, how's the job? Oh, I quit, man. They didn't understand me. They wanted to take advantage of me. They didn't want to pay me what I'm worth. And they go, when you flee it, you go from situation to situation. Relationships. You can get from one bad relationship to another bad relationship to another bad relationship. When you flee it, you will never grow through it. You will never refocus to bring about a different result. The key is to face it. You see, once you face the situation, whatever your present condition is right now, once you face it, then you can grow through it. Once you face it, you can analyze what the problem is, that reflection process. Well, maybe I'm here because I had no goals. That's understandable. You see, once you look at your situation, you have to start asking those questions, that reflection process. I'm here because I had no goals. I can fix that. Maybe I'm here because my goals were not clearly defined. I said I wanted to be rich, but I had no specific step-by-step plan to get rich. I said I wanted to be happy, but I had no specific step-by-step plan to get happy. You see, you can't focus on what you can't see. Maybe there's some unresolved emotions. You know, when we may have such a fear of criticism that we let our good ideas be captive in our minds and we never act on them because we think somebody's going to be critical. We may have a fear of failure that locks us into mediocrity. We're scared to step out on a limb because we might fail. Unresolved emotions can create our present condition. We may have bad habits. Whatever those habits are, when you face them and say, hey, these are bad habits. This habit of procrastination is undermining my success. This habit of tardiness is undermining my success. This habit of disorganization is undermining my success. Face it, this relationship is not good for me. Whatever my situation is, this is not helping. This relationship is undermining my belief in myself. Once you've gone through this reflection process, then we can go to step 2, which is the refueling process. The first step in the refueling process is to take responsibility. Take responsibility for what is, and take responsibility for what you want it to be, for the change that you want in your life. See, it's not enough to assess the situation and say, man, I'm in a situation I don't want to be in, and then wait for somebody else to change it. You have to assess the situation. This is something that you don't want to be in, but then you have to say, I have the power to change it. I have the power to create a new reality for myself. In this refueling process, step 1, to take responsibility. Step 2, to clarify your why. You see, your why is, you might say, the source of your desires, the seat of your soul. Why do you want to be rich? Why do you want to be in a loving relationship? The why is that emotional connection between that fire in your belly. The why is what gives strength to your desire. If your why is not profound, someone once said in network marketing, I'm a network marketer, and there used to be a say, your why should make you cry. I used to listen to that and like, I don't know about that. Your why should make you fly. When you look at the things you want to be, the things you want to do, the things you want to have, that why behind those things should make you bulletproof, able to achieve impossible things. Third, understand your source of motivation. You see, on your success journey, external motivation will not get you there, because external motivation is the motivation of the world mind. So external motivation is that fear and reward motivation. I got to work because I'm afraid to be hungry. I got to go to work because they're going to pay me a few dollars. Well, fear and reward motivation are really different sides of the same coin. They just keep flipping. Fear and reward motivation will not get you there, because you're always subject to external vibrations. Somebody has to do something to make you do something. When we understand your source of motivation, we recognize that there are 2 things, 2 aspects. You can either be running from something or running to something. So when we look at that, creating that why, that focus, that objective for us to go for it, that objective for us to say, well, hey, this is what I want to be, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to have. You may be running from something. I don't want a relationship that hurts. I don't want a job that I hate. I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to feel bad about myself. Motivation from, running from is not a bad thing. But it's more powerful when you're running to something. You see, running from something is like driving through life in a car looking in your rearview mirror. Running to something is looking at the front windshield, at the panorama of possibilities. So sometimes you have to run from something to run to something. I always think of a lady who was a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. She was being interviewed one day, and the person said, wow, you got to the top of this corporation in like 12 years. 12 years ago, if you looked at your condition, you would say, man, this was not predictable. 12 years ago, she was a mom with 5 small kids. And she said one day she asked her husband for $10. And he said, why? What do you need it for? In her mind, she says, I'm a mom with 5 of our kids. And you asked me that? She made up in her mind that day. She said, I'll never ask anyone for anything ever again. And she started on a path of going to night school, taking correspondence courses, learning on the internet. So she was running from that dependency. But as she began to get her stride, that over those 12 years, she got the education, got the skills level, and moved her life up to becoming the CEO of a major corporation. And so she may have started out running from something, but once she saw the vision, once she saw what she wanted to be, do, and have, and she focused on it, she started running to something. So sometimes you may run from dependency to create independency. The fourth key in this refueling process is to energize your determination. Build your willpower. That desire to make it happen. Sandra often said, when she was running for House of Representatives, we would be in our campaign meetings, and her thought was only success. There was no thought of failure. And so when you have that determination, it's like only success. Failure is not an option. Willpower to live flat out, where nothing and no one can stop you. So once we've gone through this refueling process of taking responsibility, clarifying our why, understanding our motivation, and energizing our determination, we are now ready for step 3, which is to refocus our lives. Now you have something to focus on. Now you have something to give your attention to. Now you have something to judge your intention so that your attention aligns with your purpose. Now you can give your attention to your why and to the goals to get you there. So when we look at our present situation and we're not happy with it, we go through this process, and now I see what I want. Now I know why I want it. Now I'm committed to get it, to make it happen. So the question, we go back to the beginning of this training, this speaking. Is it time to refocus your life? Layla Akita said it beautifully. She said, every new day, we must refocus to see the beauty of the moment. I'll say it again. Every new day, we must refocus to see the beauty of the moment. Layla Akita. So what are we saying? Life is like a river. It changes from moment to moment. There's no time in which life is not moving. And so, is it time to refocus? It's always time to refocus. Every day, in every way, we have to refocusing our energy and refocusing our time. Think about this. In applying the law of focus and the power of focus, the aspects of it, the time and the energy. And so from moment to moment, we have to ask ourselves, is this the best use of our time? And then act accordingly. So we have to refocus from moment to moment because time changes, because our situation changes, because we live in a fluid world. Can you imagine a GPS that only tells you where you are at the end of the day? And think about that. At the end of the day, your GPS says, recalculating, you're 200 miles off course. You can be so far off course. If your GPS only told you where you were at the end of the day, you can be so far off course at the end of the day that it's extremely challenging to get back on course at all. And so this process of refocusing should be a daily activity, should be a moment-to-moment activity, so that we can then always ask the time question, what is the best use of my time right now for me to apply my energies, to give my attention, to energize, so that what I energize, I realize, and that what I realize is what I want. Take care of the issues of the day during the moments of the day, and you'll create a life full of joy, full of happiness, full of abundance. You see, from moment to moment, when you make right choices about what to do, where to put your energy, how to execute your focus, and do it effectively, nothing can stop you. You can be what you want to be. You can do what you want to do. You can have whatever you want to have. So let us review. Is it time to refocus your life? It's always time to refocus your life. It's a moment-to-moment experience. The 3 R's to help us reflect and live a full life. R1, to reflect. Reflect and assess where we are from moment to moment. When we reflect and assess our present situation. Look at how we got there. Be committed to change. When we face up to the reality that we have created for ourselves, and then we make a decision to refuel, to take responsibility, to clarify our why, to understand our motivation, and to be absolutely determined to achieve the results we desire. Then we can refocus moment to moment. We can choose this day whom you will serve. You can choose then the thoughts that will empower you. You can choose then the emotions that will uplift you. You can choose then the habits that will support you. You can choose then the people who will love you and uplift you, knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. Thank you so much for joining us today, and love to have you join us every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and share this with your friends on Facebook and on Instagram. Also, all of our messages, all of our recorded messages are available in our Success Mentorship Network in our membership portal. We'd love to have you, give you access to all the things that we do, our mastermind sessions, our lectures, our commentaries, some of the other people who are doing great things. Check it out our Patreon site, www.patreon.com/Success Mentorship Network. Once again, this is Dr. Herbert Harris. It has been my honor to serve and share with you today, knowing that you have the power to create the life of your dreams, to live the desires of your heart, and to be, do, and have whatever you desire, knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is.